What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another match here on TCGU University for the card game UniVersus. We've got Bison versus Blanka. Bison's on the left, Blanka's on the right. We're trying this commentary thing out. They're in a separate room from us, and I'm going to keep them on but quiet and chat. Let me know out on Twitch how they sound versus I sound, what needs to change. All very experimental. So with that said, looks like Bison won the die roll, and I want to talk a little bit about the matchup, okay? So I know how both of these decks want to operate. So the Bison deck is a bit of a combination between the mill deck and the burn deck. This is a deck that I made. Thank you, Dark Dragon. This is a deck that I made, but Jeff's gonna be piloting. He's seen me pilot it once, and honestly, the deck is fine.
You ready?
I think I should have been a little more focused on it. But wow,
ooh,
jumping out the gate with an attack. I'm into it. Let's pull this card up here.
Yeah, take two.
We've got Moon Ritual Dance, and he's already found a second character, which was like the main reason I wanted to play this game. Okay, so anyways, let's talk about strategy, right? So the Bison deck is wanting to burn my opponent and punish their foundation build and punish their deck. He really wants to just kind of control every aspect of the game. And then the Blanka deck is just a really generic. I mean, giving 2/2 to all your stuff is really solid. What a
already in Bison.
What a terrible start to Bison's turn. Wowzers, that was really rough. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll move on to
an interesting turn.
to Blanka, I guess. So the big thing about Blanka is he makes all his stuff really big. He controls your opponent's staging area, and as we build out these foundations, and it looks like we also have a Nirvana, it's going to be all about destruction. We have a securing, it is Towering Over Rivals, which destroys foundation. Blanka's destroys foundation. And now that we have Bison 2-dot or 1-dot stacked, we're also going to be able to destroy foundations on the other side. So there's going to be quite a bit of foundation destruction. I think that low foundation count's what's going to be happening
Manji?
For this match.
I'll remove the top card.
Okay, from here we get to see how Bison 2-dot works. And he says every time that you fail a check, your opponent, either you ready him as a character or your opponent discards the top or removes the top card from the discard pile. And so the way that the deck was built around, sorry everybody, the way the deck was built, it is all about destroying my opponent's foundations with 1-dot and then readying himself back up with 2-dot, along with Tagore Brothers and some slight mill, some slight burn, trying to do just everything that Bison does. So let's talk about the gameplay overall, though. Right, what is the what's going on inside of the match? Blanka seems like he's built out. He's at 8 foundations, and honestly, every single one of these foundations does something. 9 if we count the Airtron and Nirvana being able to ready something back up. I think Blanka's gonna start tossing out some attacks.
We'll go.
Or did we just build and pass? Yeah. Okay. I was behind one turn.
Prideful.
More building on Bison's end. One of the big things about this Bison deck is if you can't put up a decent wall to defend yourself, it's really easy to count to his life total. 27 is, I mean, just genuinely not that much. We see a Flame Aura in Bison's hand, and so no matter how much Blanka pumps, at least one attack is going to be full blocked. As we push, there are some proxies inside of the Blanka deck. It looks like he's trying to look up the card Geo de Rey, which I will show up here on screen right now. Really solid option for Blanka when it comes to attacks. It's a charge on block. It destroys something, or else they discard a card. It's got breaker and stun. It's just an all-around good addition to Blanka's game plan. At this point, Blanka's built into Deadlock, but I'm not positive what the Bison player actually has Deadlock-wise that he can work with.
We'll go Ritual Dance.
Sure. Okay.
3.
Moon Ritual Dance coming through. The obvious choice is to commit the Ruthless Dictator, because I know I put that card in this deck because I think it's really, really neat, but inside of this tournament in particular, it's got some pretty poor matchups because, all of Blanka's attacks are charges and all of Sea Viper's attacks are charges, but all in all, it's fairly okay.
We'll both destroy Commit Foundation.
Response? I respond first, right?
Yeah, you respond first.
Sure.
Check a 5. What he's doing is he's using the Bison 2 card. I believe it's Psychic Energy. We can pull it up real quick. That says
Discard the top card of your deck.
you check a 5. After your opponent plays an enhance ability, check a 5 and they discard the top card of the deck.
Response.
And then it has another ability that destroys extra foundations. This card is like the main way to speed through my opponent's deck. So right now, every time that Blanka plays an enhance, every time James plays an enhance, he's going to be essentially discarding 2 cards off the top of his deck. If he doesn't, he's going to be removing a card from the game due to Bison 2's ability.
We'll just remove the top card of your discard pile.
Sure.
With I'll fail the check and then respond with Bison.
E-flip, discard 3 to mill your momentum.
Yeah, this is kind of a bad choice for Bison, not instantly ripping to draw that extra card. We don't necessarily care about the damage, but we do care about the draw card. Just having as much resources as possible is really, really important in this situation because of how far behind Bison is in comparison to Blanka. Blanka's just kind of waiting, biding his time. He's got some solid block defense. He has the Balrog Reversal in his hand, but it's a low, so we might block Reversal, try and stuff a card. It seems like a fine play, but I don't think it's a good one. Okay, that is apparently what we're going to be doing.
I'll fail it. Remove the explosive brace or charge. Respond. I'll fail it. Remove the prepare to fight.
Okay, so off of that, discard the top 2 cards of your deck to get rid of the next 2 seems pretty okay. If Blanka wants to do this reversal, I don't know why he wouldn't go in for the extra +2/+2.
Respond. Remove the and respond. Remove that.
We've pretty much half-cycled Blanka already once, right? With how many cards we've got removed. If the standard deck is 60 cards, we have essentially, as soon as we get through his deck, have got 15 cards removed.
Pass.
It's not a terrible position for Blanka for Bison to be in, excuse me, as long as
respond. Mill 1. Respond. Mill 1.
As long as we can keep going for damage. The card that you just checked was the Neo De Re. Bison trying to figure out the whole reason that we're
5, 6, 7. 3, 4.
Grab
5.
the De Re real fast. So this card is not the reversal, but it is a solid
6.
block. If we were posturing to block this, why wouldn't we just use all of these?
So I'm going to take 1.
Take 1.
Response. After this is a Geodude. After I block with this card, add the top card of my deck to momentum, you can discard a card to cancel.
Can I read what else it says?
It's also got Breaker 1, and it's got an ability on our turn, which currently I can't read just because of how small the text is on my screen, but like it's just not relevant right here. It's just, do we discard a card, or do we destroy a foundation? Bison 1 can't do anything to respond to this, but it is fine. I think this is a pretty okay for both players to be in. I think the big thing is how successful the block's going to be on or how successful the reversal will be
Okay.
for.
Breaker 1.
Yep.
Okay. Continuing with the reversal.
Yep.
On a 5.
Yeah.
4.
All right, so we got the reversal coming out. It is
5. It's going to come in
Electric
4, 4.
Thunder.
Can I borrow the dice?
Comes in with +4/+4. We have also, everybody at home, we've grabbed new dice, and so
This is not blocked to destroy
I
foundation.
think it looks a little easier to read. And so now, basically, what Blanka's doing here is he's making this matter, and that's like the main thing is he wants it to matter.
Move that. Respond.
Bison has to interact with this card. Bison getting a ton of the fail checks in order to trigger.
Serving the outworld.
Sure.
Remove the explosive charge. Yours.
Getting a ton of triggers to make a Blanka remove cards.
Stun 1.
We respond before we commit any cards, so it's possible we just commit the one of the psychic energies. Ooh, I'm not positive we commit the diplomatic just because of the fact that Blanka moves a card himself. Like, and that's just an extra free burn too. Yeah. So what that postures is that we're just not, we don't need to discard draw cards because of we think the cards in our hand are worth it. But the question is does Bison even bother?
Foundation.
What a strong play. I believe he's no longer in deadlock.
I'll respond.
Yeah, there's no way he is.
Mill. Respond. Remove.
What a snipe.
Perfect.
Wowzers.
+1/+1.
We haven't even used Blanka's ability to get rid of cards off the top of the deck for an additional +2/+2. So it looks like this thing could be swinging in for like 12 damage. Depending on what we hit off of Blanka. Which there are a ton of foundations in the Bison deck. So the likelihood of +2/+2. It just says that like we don't really get to interact with.
You're going to mill 2 cards from the top of your deck and get +1/+1 for each foundation non-attack card. Discard this way. Just going to get 2/2. Can I get 2 more dice?
So technically, everybody at home,
I'll respond.
we would
Mill 1. And then remove it.
technically that's not how it would work.
I'm going to Atron Nirvana to raise this.
Let me actually look at Blanka.
Mill 1.
Yeah, because it says your attack : the Bison card would actually trigger on cost. It would Blanka would play the enhance your attack : and then it would wait for whatever to respond to it. So you pay all cost on the ability, and then the ability hasn't been played.
On a 2.
Yep.
Checks.
Sure.
I'll take.
Coming in, blocking with Flame Aura.
Yep.
Electric Thunder, putting in work, doing the half damage. Looks like it did 6 damage, which is plenty. But honestly, Bison got a ton of value out of milling and removing cards on that turn. That was really, really solid for Bison that turn.
Okay.
Let's see what that next play is.
We'll go Psycho Energy on a 4.
Wow, that's going to speed this game up
Goes 8 on a 5.
so unbelievably.
Go ahead.
Don't put over here.
Triple Psychic Energy is like a ton. If you see me flash up this Bison 6 dot, it's because it was what, as I was deck building, it's what I used to remind me that I had a 1 dot in the, or a 2 dot in the deck.
5.
So sorry about that. Okay, so if you looked at the staging area that Blanka used to have, it actually looks like momentum has swung the other way, like the momentum of the match.
Yep.
I feel like Bison's in just like a significantly better control piece. If that Electric Thunder would have really done the full 12 damage, it might have been worth it. But the fact that Flame War is just such a solid, good block piece, it's worth it.
Stun 1.
We would respond with all 3 of those before we commit our cards. So we'll see if they play it right this time. I'm going to go ahead and actually just tell them. You respond with psychic energies before you resolve effects.
Yeah, I know. I just keep forgetting that.
You're good.
In the hands.
So the reason that's important is he could respond with one of the psychic energies. I'll actually jump over to rolling attack. He could respond with one of the psychic energies before he has to commit it off of the stun. And so he'll
look at the top 3 cards of your deck.
respond, use the ability, and then he could commit that card if he wanted to. It just gives him, it technically gives him more options.
Remove.
I was making sure on my card. So you're good.
Mill. Mill.
Man, Blanka's just flying through his deck.
It's reveal.
So we get to see, wow, 2? Yeah, he definitely has to get rid of those. So that was, what is this card? Evil Bow. An Evil Bow says that after it gets checked, you essentially get to sculpt one card. You replace a card out of your hand for another card. Really, really powerful. You see how many checks Bison's making per turn.
Mill.
Yep.
Mill.
And then, you have 3.
Remove.
Then get rid of momentum. Yours.
Pass.
I think Bison's looking really, really strong right now.
With voice of reason, both of us.
We would respond first.
Neither of them are costs, so.
Remove. There's a ton of attacks getting removed. A lot of crazy power cards.
Discard draw.
Yeah, this is looking pretty intense. And chat, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd absolutely love to hang out and answer anything that you want.
Your hands.
Pass.
You'll mill the top 2 cards of your deck. For each non-attack card, I get +1/+1.
It's not a cost, right?
To mill the top 2.
Bison is definitely looking nice. I will be honest.
So I'll lose 1.
I'm also going to use Evo Bow. I think.
So like I said here, Evil Bow is like one of the main reasons I wanted to make this deck under death, just because like with all these checks, now we get to pick up the perfect block that we need. We pick up the Nightmare Terrors, we pick up the Bang, we pick up whatever answer that we need right now and just end his turn. Is Bison running Fatality Manji Ninjutsu Evil Bow combo? He is. He is. I don't think I'm playing Manji Ninjutsu though. I know I'm playing the.
Pass.
I know I'm playing the Yoshimitsu.
Send it 4 low for 5.
I know I'm playing the Yoshimitsu asset, but I don't think I'm playing Manji Ninjutsu. And if I am, it's probably like a 1, maybe a 2 of tops. I can actually, I have a deck list right here. I believe, it looks like that card got cut for some other things. Honestly, we could take it out for Prideful Personality. Or Prideful Personality out for it. Not once if I wanted to grab Prideful Personality.
We'll just take it.
Yeah. I want to go back to Wrecked. I'm new coming from Magic. What's a good beginner-friendly budget deck? Honestly, if you want to go Wreck Shop, just pick up a couple Scorpion starter decks. That character is absolutely insane, and I can just find him real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Let me pull him up. Will this work? Yeah, Scorpion. You can barely see him. But Scorpion's absolutely insane for new players. His whole kit, you just slap 2 Scorpion starter decks together and you'll just wreck house. All his attacks just get absolutely nasty. His speed and damage is unbelievable, and he just punishes your opponent for like interacting with him. And there's a ton of really good desperation stuff. Like, it's just, that's what I'd suggest. If you want Wrecked, go out and look on the YouTube page. If you scroll down inside the channel itself, you can find a ton of Scorpion decks explaining how the deck works, as well as gameplay matches and stuff like that.
I'll use
good question.
Sure.
Remove it. Thank you so much, Wrecked.
If it's not blocked, you'll destroy Foundation.
Is it the Bison Mill deck? Yeah, like I said at the top, this is kind of a big combination of all of them. I'm playing Mill, Burn, Staging Area Control. Just really how much control can I possibly have on the death symbol? I think the one thing this deck is missing, honestly, is I'm not playing any real big haymakers when it comes to my attacks. And so if I feel like
add this to momentum.
Yep, I don't want any of that.
I'm not playing real big haymakers when it comes to
Remove.
like I'm not playing Costa de Leviathan or From Hell or these like real
Does it go to
super
your
scary
momentum?
cards.
Yes. I actually have a response to that as well. Carrying the weight. After a card is added to momentum, I can add the top card of my deck to momentum as well.
Yep.
That is a commit flip cost. So what this says is, if we do have some sort of haymaker
pass.
Ray,
coming,
this is that Tron.
wow, what a good combo. So what happened there was we hit
No.
where are you at? Carrying the weight, which has a commit flip
Pass.
cost, which is
Move the top two.
unbelievably
Middle.
costed commit
Sorry.
and flip. But because of Nirvana, we just cut that cost
No.
in half. Really solid combo.
Nothing.
Solid.
From here, if wow, look how small that deck is from Blanka.
Oh,
We
it's
might
pretty
actually hit a
super
deck out, honestly.
Uh-huh.
If we hit a
We talked
Costa de
about-
Leviathan or a From Hell, I think From Hell would be really
That's
scary right now.
nuts.
I think
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
yeah, look at his remove from game pile.
I pass.
Bison's putting in work, dude.
3 mid 4.
I'm really happy about it.
Destroy foundation.
Checks. Lame. I don't get to do anything with that.
Why?
That's your remove from game pile.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I cycled you too soon. Oh well, that's fine.
Oh no, what a hassle. It looks like we have both options of I think if
On 6.
with me
5.
knowing what's inside of Bison's hand, I
6.
don't actually see how he loses here. The only way that he could mess this up,
Enhance. I'm going to destroy one of your foundations. You can lose 2 vitality to cancel.
I think just pay the 2 to cancel.
Remove. Mill. And remove. I can.
Pay 2 or discard.
I believe it is just Flamewar in his hand, and Flamewar is way more valuable than the 2 life.
I think I can take 2 on this one.
Yeah, Costa de Leviathan is an absolutely
serving.
insane
Sure.
card.
I'll remove the Keikozu.
The thing is I don't know
Do it again.
that we're allowed to pay another 2 because it'll put us in
respond.
desperation.
Remove it. Respond. Come on. Yes. No one. Remove it. And then you can blow up 1.
Yeah, that is a good call.
Um,
Jeff is playing this deck immaculately
we're
well.
blowing up the Keikos. Yeah. Actually,
So the question that Bison has to ask is the essential is Keiko's aid, which is making the next attack harder to play, which is going to be a big bomb, worth it? Or do you think with all the enhances that we're playing, possibly discarding and milling and removing
get rid of
3
the
cards per
Keikos.
enhance step is worth it? That's the question. Apparently, he's just going to try and kill him.
Move the top 2 with Blanka.
Remove. Oh, come on. Oh, and then
2. Gets 2/2.
Yep. So it looks like it's a 9 high for
I'll pass.
7. The question is does Bison have the discipline to not block
Send it
this
for 7.
attack? That's the question.
And 2.
Okay. He says you got to kill me right here. And this attack can do it.
6. 3. 4, 5.
Actually, can it? I actually don't think this attack can.
6.
And here's why. Because we have the, this is from hell. There's no way this card's getting blocked. We don't have any cards in our hand. But what this card says is if it's not blocked, it's going to hit my opponent for a ton of extra damage.
Remove.
Based on the control check of a card in their staging area, which currently Bison has a 6.
Mill.
And so it's going to do 12 damage on its own.
How many cards are left in your hand?
And then
5.
I don't know. Hold on.
And then, oh, this is a really interesting play too. Alright, so From Hell is going to be doing an extra 6 damage because it's going to blow up Serving Outworld. I believe that's the name of that card. And then if Blanka can hit the 2/2, it'll push it up to the 16 needed. But if we don't use Serving Outworld to give it the -1, -2 damage, I think, I'm not sure what Blanka does besides just play another attack. But Bison will mill him out before that.
No, I'm going to commit.
You should commit Bison.
Did I use this already? No.
You should commit Bison.
So...
Because Bison can ready himself.
Mill another one. And then the third one. Mill another one.
Okay.
And then for Blanka, right?
Yep.
That's what you were doing.
2/2.
Alright, so from here it is technically lethal. From here I think you check your 6.
Serving the Outworld?
As we sit here with bated breath. I'm going to turn them up just a little bit so we can hear their decision-making skills.
-1 damage.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, so what he's done now is he's just like, he's made it okay to not, he's made it okay to not block this thing.
That was close.
At this point, I think the game's a wash for Blanka.
I obviously can't block.
Destroy the Serving.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take 13.
Put you at 1.
Good plays.
Pass.
Good plays by Jeff. So from here, it's actually impossible for Blanka.
How many cards in your hand?
All we have to do is just pass. Blanka will draw back up to his starting hand size, and then he'll deck out. So the way that decking out works in UniVersus, for anybody who's new, is the game wants you to play the game.
I'll pass.
And so if you if you draw and you don't have a deck anymore, you take your discard, you shuffle it, put it back as your deck, and then draw that same number of cards. And so, sorry, you remove 10 and then continue to draw. But if you run out of cards, like Blanka did, then the game is over.
Foundation? No,
So yeah,
I should have.
that was a good one. Moving into game 2.
Okay, you ready for this, Jeff?
Yeah.
I got this game.
Are you
All right, you guys, we are jumping into game 2. I'm gonna turn them back down as we start. So Blanka lost the first one, which is totally fine. We're
If I spend too long,
we'll see what happens
Man, do I really want to keep this.
into the next one.
Just because of this card.
is it the Foundation?
Yeah.
'Cause the Foundation's really good.
Like, I can't keep it because it's actually that hand was terrible.
Like,
Yeah, I feel like the only reason that Bison won that game at all is
as
just
long
because
as
of the
it counts,
foundation.
it's
And so,
fun.
like,
It's
if
like, as
Blanka
long
can
as
keep him off the foundations, which I know we're playing
It's
Tagore
nice.
Brothers,
I should have
it
just
just
kept
seems like
it.
an
Why didn't
auto
you tell me to
snipe
just keep
for
it?
he's
Tagore
Chaos
Brothers.
All Death, right? For Sazwell? Like,
He has chaos. That's all it is.
and I know I believe he has Death, because I think that's what Travis likes to play him under.
Travis played under chaos.
Wow.
That's all I know.
Nice.
Okay.
I tap.
So going into it, what does Blanka have to do to win this game? I think
You ready?
Blanka actually has to just be
No.
more
But
aggressive
alright.
than he was. As soon as you let,
Securing.
Bison get ahead, as soon as you let him build that wall, we saw the wall that Blanka had, and he kind of tore his own wall down in order to try and get a lot of value on a singular attack.
Don't check back.
Tempting.
And Bison's
Check
really,
back.
really good at
Just
dealing with a
real
singular
tempting,
attack.
yeah.
You're gonna let me win if you check back.
It's the multiple attacks in a turn that
Like,
that
I'm gonna
matter.
straight up win if you check back.
Like, really kind of tempting.
So all Bison needs to do here, honestly, is just like play a really good tempo game. The 3 foundations that Blanka built are relevant and incredibly relevant.
I guess it's not.
We look at towering over. We look at securing his destiny. That card's absolutely fantastic versus Bison. Like anything that Bison wants to do on an attack is essentially non-keyword related. And so we've got towering over his destiny. We've got the Dark Side of Karma. Has 2 awesome negates, 2 awesome cards that just like
respond.
Are
come on, play your weapon foundation. Do it.
makes it really easy to just like
just to use the double enhance.
Hell yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's a good reason.
That card's crazy good in Bison. You knew. Anyways, Rect, I love your deck profiles. I don't know how hard it is, but could you put all your deck profile videos in a folder? Makes it easy to see which ones I've missed. I have them all in. They're all in separate channel playlists, and so for each campus championship, I have them all in their own separate ones. So if you want to go through each one that way,
Oof. What is this?
this is not the correct Bison. I can't get away with it currently. I have to change Bisons. But yeah, I think what? Oh, sure. Yeah. We'll see what we can do about getting a separate playlist for all the profiles though.
All right.
We'll do what we can.
Moon ritual.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Checks. Ooh. I think I'll take that.
What was it? Sorry.
Man, Moon Ritual Dance and Tagore Brothers is actually just an unfair combo. It's actually unfair.
Yes. It did its job.
Okay, so from here...
Actually better. It's going to remove it. Oh, heck yeah.
From here, it looks like Bison with that singular attack just like put itself...
What does that do? It just stops it in the hand?
Same thing. After your opponent plays a non-keyword ability, it cancels its effects.
Puts himself like in the lead just by picking up the Tagore Brothers.
Here's
Oh, he tried to pick it up and then it got canceled.
What
Okay.
you got?
Yeah, I mean, it essentially did the same thing. It's just selective, non-selective committal or non-selective destruction. So Blanka has a choice here. If he's not going to block it, which it looks like he's posturing to do, he'll get rid of this. So it looks like we're just going
to
hit him for 2.
Yours.
You guys can't hear
Bison.
it, but Bison's really happy.
Remove your rolling attack.
really happy that
Original.
he's doing all of this stuff.
No, I should have said serving the outworld. Another original.
Yeah.
Remove that.
Yep.
Serving the outworld. Remove that.
Yep.
Man, already popping off with the removal. Actually insane. So the reason we got to remove so many cards that turn is because of
Pass?
OG Mecha Ninja. It has 2 enhances that just says enhance check of 4 : and so on every attack, both my attack and your attack, I'm discarding the top cards of my deck. And if anytime I find a 3 check, I'm going to be removing a card with Bison. Or honestly, readying back up. Rex says, do you have any updates or footage from the retro tournament? So I have some saved stuff, but I don't know if I'm allowed to put it on my channel or if I've got to give it to Jasco. It wasn't part of the deal when it came to recording, but I mean, as much support as I can give Jasco, the better, you know? I want to support Jasco the best that they can, or the best that I can. And so I don't want to overstep by like having, like I didn't get paid or didn't sign a contract or anything, and we did everything on my channel. I don't know. I want to getting in there with the Urmax Teleport Punch. Let's go.
That goes back to your hand. That's kind of lame. I guess it's fine because we can ready one.
From here, he's got to check a 6 in order to play the card.
Okay,
and
so
then
I've played it now. 4+1. Already with Atron.
That's not the one that's check a 6?
It is.
Yeah. So actually, sorry.
So
it's add this card to your card pool. Check a 6. So you check a 6 first.
So, yeah, that's fine. Okay. No, let's do.
You will have to play this still, so you still have to check a 5
That's
for
fine.
it. Okay. Now check a 5 to play it.
Oh,
now you've done.
Man,
Hey, look at check. Look at 6. Okay, so the whole point of this card being in the deck is honestly like we just made 2 extra checks. Yeah, we only committed
okay,
1.
then I'll ready
Nirvana
this.
gets to ready it back up. It's just a free 4 damage.
Okay.
I very seriously doubt that Blanka is going to interact with this card at all.
Yeah.
And now we get to just go through and make a ton of checks on our turn, readying our character, destroying or removing stuff, just like doing a bunch of cool things.
Oh well, that's fine. I was just gonna fail the check anyway. So, we'll do this one first.
Sure.
Check a 6 to draw a card. So he fails to opt to fail a card to draw one.
This one.
Being able to check a ton of 6s inside of Bison.
We'll go. We'll go high.
Okay.
All right. Yours.
Pass.
Mid. Of course, I did it in the wrong order.
Speed.
Serving. Remove the voice of reason.
Yeah, I think serving Outworld.
Pass.
What should I eat for dinner? That's a good question and an even better emote. I don't know. I had Chipotle. It was pretty good.
Blanka response. I'm able to play this as reversal to the block type. Reversal.
Nah.
That doesn't have safe, right?
It only has one keyword. All right, so this was James just kind of flexing a little bit. He didn't have to do this. It just says response card after you block this attack, you need to attempt to play it as a reversal after it resolves.
Well, you took 2.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All it basically did was like commit the Nirvana, which phone noodle soup sounds hype.
Blanka.
If we were like if we're playing another.
Carrying the weight.
Hold on. Oh wait, that's a response. Yeah, you're good. I thought it was another enhance. I was like, whoa. Serving.
Sure.
If we need the Nirvana
remove that.
Committed for some reason, I think it's fine.
Any stack I play is a low attack. I'm going to destroy one of your foundations.
Original. Yours.
But yeah, this actually looks like a real scrap for Bison. We've got +1 card in our card pool. Blanka has
2/2.
Moved a card. And this thing's actually hitting pretty big. 6 mid for 6.
Yours.
Pass.
We'll Kieran Soul.
Sure.
Okay. Easy block. I'm expecting like a Flame Aura or maybe a Nightmare Tears here.
Anything?
Pass.
Pass.
That's okay for your love.
Send it. It's a 5 mid for 6.
On an
6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Checks a 5. Totally going to tap out here.
This was a bad plan.
Completely committed out.
Response.
Doesn't take anything, so we're still at 27. I don't think it's a terrible play, but it certainly doesn't feel like a good play. Attempt to play the reversal on a 6. I think this is fine.
I'll remove that.
Seems good. 7, 5, 6, 7.
No, I have it out again. Oh.
Yeah, this thing's gonna hit for big
damage.
damage. Like,
yeah, I'll pass.
14 damage, unless we've got the Flame Aura, which I bet we would have blocked with the Flame Aura before.
I mean, if you have it, you have it.
I know.
Try to give it 2/2 Blanka.
What do you mean?
No, you 2 for 2/2.
This is a weird way to say it, right? I'll pass.
Send it for 8. Load it up for 6.
So 14.
Ouch! What a position! What a way to turn this game around. Yeah, what Blanka has to do here is like actually force Bison to like have some real pressure. If Bison gets to sit here and kind of do whatever he wants, then Bison will win the game. But the fact that we're down a whole foundation, we took 14 damage that turn. Like it's actually worth it. Bison has to play foundations here.
All right, I guess we're just destined to lose.
It looks like he knows it as well. But what he's saying, that's not building things.
I have 2 of these.
That sounds good to me.
Get rid of the most attacks possible. Makes sense.
Yep.
OG. Wow. Okay.
Seems good. Yep.
Come on, get in there.
Seems good.
Get in there.
Okay.
Seems good.
So what do we do now?
One.
Build 1.
Build one.
What are you
Build
holding
one
in your hand?
pass.
Just some nonsense, dude. Some utter nonsense.
All right, the other thing about this deck, when I made this deck, because this is in Bison deck is mine, I put in 4 Ruthless Dictator because, one, I actually really like that card. The issue is this card is actually just dead versus versus a fourth of the playing field. We have both Blanka and Sea Viper in this tournament, so
I'm gonna get rid of
it could be pretty rough. It could be pretty rough.
All right. Dark side. Diplomatic. Voice freeze.
Diplomatic is fantastic versus Blanka. Holy cow! What a saving grace. We can see Diplomatic on screen right now.
Don't give up, Bison. Don't give up.
It says after opponent removes any number of cards from their card pool, they lose 2 vitality. So to use Blankas once per turn, they just lose 2. Actually crazy. Holy cow! It's crazy.
So I have an idea of what's in your hand now. I don't feel like caring about stopping you from playing it. So 4.
Okay. Playing the Electric Thunder.
Hey, look. I kind of figured what was in your hand.
All right, another teleport punch.
Apparently not. I'm not gonna go
fucking
commit 4 for that. Yeah.
Well, you have to commit 4 and make another check.
This just gets discarded, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
Added to your
card
Actually,
pool.
maybe not.
6.
Team's right.
Colon.
Let's go to card pool, choice 6. Yeah, he stays.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not attempting to play it, the cost is adding it to your card pool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I passed mine. Stun 1.
So if you saw,
How about this?
he failed that card because of the fact he checked a 2. We removed a card, which is part of the game plan, but not a.
Was that really the better choice? Maybe.
Not what we're looking for. We wanted to
just
play
ready
way
it.
more stuff on our turn.
We'll both discard draw.
Okay, so it looks like this game's going to be significantly harder because
draw.
we have not found the psychic
Ooh,
energy.
that's
I'm going to jump back over to Electric Thunder.
hot. Mine hands?
Bison hasn't found the psychic energy. It's really like the main way to make
Bang, bunker.
everything
Oh, no.
kind of smooth.
I mean, I guess. Seems a little rude, but you know.
Blanka gets banged, and so it looks like we might
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
might not be going for a kill turn. It really just depends. With that hand, it looks like this was just a poke, and if it was a poke, this is a damn good one. I got a ton of resources out of Bison's arsenal.
We'll just add 1 card from our staging and store card pools.
Both's just gonna add a face down. This is an interesting play from Blanka, unless he's got something big happening. It might be
Original
another
mechanical.
From Hell coming.
Pay 2. If you block, you'll lose 2.
Original mechanical.
If it's another From Hell, I think Bison's going to be in some major
if you
trouble.
don't block, you'll destroy a foundation.
Whose effect is that? Okay.
I don't think there's any reason to cancel this thing. Unless we have another Gore Brothers in hand. All right, that doesn't work.
Oh,
My apologies.
I can't use block.
Yeah, I think it looks like we just take the 4 here. Just go to 9 and try and live whatever's next.
3 mid for 4. If you don't block, you destroy a foundation.
Man, I can't really afford that, so...
All right, so we are going to be blocking on a 4.
Yep.
And this looks like
It worked out
2.
perfectly. The stuff 1 worked.
3. Discarders. Poop.
Okay.
Seems good.
I'll take 2 and you'll take 1.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, 11 and 19. Blanka can easily hit the damage as long as we can find some sort of inherent pump. Either that or we oh, I see what's in his hand. It's actually a Casa. Casa's gonna pretty much nuke the whole staging area. It's extra 3. It's either 3 extra damage or we just
7.
destroy my
No.
opponent's whole board.
5.
Checks really well on it.
6.
There's no reason. Yeah.
7.
Commit
Yep.
the 2 speed 8 cards. Bison's not throwing anything crazy fast.
Yep.
Grabbing 2 free momentum because we are
Voice
Bison's at
of Reason.
desperation.
Sure.
Voice of Reason, both discard a card, draw a card.
Are you gonna voice of reason?
Oh, voice of reason. Sorry.
Bison should lose 2 more from blood for blood.
Yep.
Thank you, Scavenger. Thank you so much for keeping us
Voice of
honest.
reason, discard, draw. Seems good.
The only way that
Attempt to
this
destroy.
saves us.
Oh, discard.
Oh, it's a low block, so it doesn't matter.
Attempt to
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
original.
yes.
Remove that. Nice.
I'll attempt to destroy.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of the really cool.
I'll use this again. Remove that. Nice.
Man, Bison's going to town removing these cards. Doing a really, really good job of it. But, I mean, the more that you can fail on outside of not playing cards, the better. When I was playtesting the deck, I was just checking hot left and right, never failing anything. So I had like maybe 7 cards removed throughout the whole match.
7 for 5. This kills you. Kills you. On a 7. 5, 6, 7.
Okay, going for the explosive charge.
Mhm.
It's going to have 4 damage.
Pass.
I am not sure what we do here.
Remove it.
Oh,
Pass.
we're just elongating our game.
Send it for 4.
All right.
Game 3.
Game 3.
Okay. On to game.
All right. So what is Bison obviously lost that one. So what does Bison have to do
I'll
in
go
order to
and not
clean
get
the game back up? I think the big thing is he's just got to play defensive. He's got to find a good opening hand, and it looks like we've got 3 foundations, 3 attacks. I think this is
Whatever,
actually
I'm going
okay.
for it.
I'll
I'm keeping.
I think this is actually okay. If he wants to be like, if he wants to be extra greedy,
And I can build it in.
wowzers, unpunished. What a monster. Okay. The greediest man alive.
What you
What's,
got? Anything? What you got?
Go ahead and look at the cards, I guess.
Tyler, you
Um,
built this. Do I play 6s? Fuck.
I can tell you. Do you play 6s?
I mean, if you do, then you got it. If you don't,
No.
No, that's
No,
not
you
true.
do not.
I'm not wasting a card for that.
You do not
I
play
guess that's
6s.
fine.
Okay, you should.
Oh wait, actually. Perfect.
What a
both have a
solid
foundation.
play. What a solid play. It takes it,
Sure.
de-builds the
Take that.
diplomatic
Whatever,
up.
dude.
That's a super, super solid play.
Aha!
Gauge 2.
Yeah, I can't stop that. I
Yours.
mean, at this point, I guess I do try to block, but pass.
Pass.
Let's see if we have the 6.
You do not.
Nope. Take 2.
Okay, so what does this actually mean? So what? Because we are building in Bison 1 dot, we could, because our
Can you
build is
just
going to be
voice your
weak,
card effect?
actually stop
What?
my
This is what the
opponent.
Perfect's in the deck for.
Nah.
To do that.
No.
We could actually stop
Foundation
my
count.
opponent from having such a
Where is
big
my
build turn.
boy? There he is.
Yeah, we're only playing 1 dot. So we could stop Balrog from, or excuse me, we can stop Blanka from building so many foundations just because we have access to basically pay 2 Tagore brothers on our
Tap it.
character.
Cut it.
And the fact that because of Bison 1 dot, we get to re-ready our character back up. So as long as we're down for paying the 2 life, it's super okay. This is a whole secondary strategy that we have as Bison, not just to.
We just can't not build that. So 4.
It's very important.
Alright, we're just gonna ready this. Let's just remove that. Actually, I don't care about my
You
character.
don't care about having an extra card?
Okay, so what happened
Somehow it
here?
worked out, guys.
All we did on turn 1 as Bison is grab a momentum,
This is
build
exactly
a
how my
character,
the first
remove
game went.
2
Better be
cards.
scared.
But I think they were 2 attacks, so it might have just been
Except
or
this
no, it was
time
an
I did
attack and,
things.
and an
Last
action.
time I just took it to the face because I had nothing else
So-
I could do.
Blanka's coming in with a solid
Sure.
build
We
turn,
got-
and all of these cards are fairly good. I think all these
yeah,
cards
we'll
are
keep
worth the
Last time I just took it to
the
the
pay
face without
too.
actively doing
Oh, that's
anything.
kind of awkward.
And it looks like
Oh, this is ready.
Blanka actually has The Tagoro brothers in hand.
And
Wow. Blanka keeps obviously that he's got the Tagoro brothers in hand, which means that Bison only built one. So it'll be one foundation of 3 foundations, but that 3 foundations pay 2. This is looking really, really rough for Bison. There is a way that we can turn it around, but like we have to check well when we don't necessarily want to. And/or
4, 3.
he needed a 3rd foundation there. I totally agree. All right, so we have to check a 6.
Oh,
It means to
remove
completely.
oh, and it stays there.
All right, so he fails to play it. Remove 1.
First in hands. Stun 1.
Great response.
I don't want to.
We have Tagoro brothers and Bison available, so I mean,
Wait, I gotta respond first.
you're pretty much. Wow.
Is that okay, Dad?
Wow, rough stuff. So
You still get to do that if you want. I'll let you. Ow.
I think you actually pick up the second Tagoro brothers here. The proxy in James's hand is probably for Geode Ray. It's not on UFS Ultra, and the person who's building the decks just didn't.
Seems pretty good. My Tagoro, though.
What an interesting play.
Bro, respond Bison as well. Sorry, to remove the top card of your discard pile.
For
Because I
Failing
failed
the
the check.
you failed the check. Yeah.
Right?
And then,
I don't. It doesn't remove the check, right?
No, it does not remove the check.
And then, this is
and then that gets
and
destroyed.
this is
And then I'll draw my card.
That is stunned. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Continuing with my Electric Thunder.
the stun one
that
was
my
now
stun one,
successful.
so it's your hands.
pass.
Blanka to mill 2.
From here, it looks
Go
like
2-2.
so now that Blanka knows
pass.
that there's a
6/6.
Tagoro in hands. I actually don't think he's going to be using his foundations whatsoever. We don't have to. I feel like you go for the block here. I feel like you have to.
I don't really want to.
Yeah. You go for the easy block.
Yep.
Make sure you just don't take 6
3.
damage. You only take the 3. Burn him for 1. Go to 24.
Reversals.
Nah.
Geode Ray.
Yeah.
On a 6.
I will find that card for everybody.
4, 5.
This is the
6.
Cervantes attack. It is a
Destroy, I'll add
charge.
1 charge to my momentum.
Yep.
Destroying a
Yours.
committed foundation, adding 1 in.
Pass.
It's got stun and breaker,
Check.
and does other stuff. I can't quite read it.
Mill 2 with Blanka.
But hopefully it's not a 6 high for 6 for Blanka.
Get 2/2.
It's a 5 high for 5. I mean, 5 high for,
Oh,
for 5
once.
honestly is decent enough, unless we have a second
It kind of looked like one of the foundations.
Flame Aura, but it looks like we only are sitting with the double Tagoros, which James just knows
pass.
not to play any more abilities on his
7.
foundations.
5, 5 for 5.
Okay.
4.
From here, Blanka just continues to play more just regular cards.
5. 4. Blanka doesn't do anything on my turn, so 5.
Yeah, I think this is a totally fine play.
1 card in hand.
Bison needed to review one of those Tagoro brothers for sure to try and draw more foundations.
Yep. I have 2 rolling attacks, 2 Tagoro brothers.
Rolling attacks. Whatever
Okay.
the most amount of attacks you have.
Yeah, I think it's actually just rolling attacks is all. This is my discard pile.
Okay. So from here, we just have to see what we do.
Deal 1 to you?
Deal 1 or
Seems
remove the top
Not
card.
as good as removing a Tagoro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then we'll just
Yeah.
do
Yep.
that.
Incorrect.
Do this.
We're going to come and look at Bison 2 real fast.
Your turn.
And you're really just not building it. It's scary or good for me, and I don't know which. We'll review this foundation because it doesn't do anything to draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, I don't really. You know what? I haven't drawn a single time. I have not drawn homing missiles. That sucks. Would be kind of
Okay, so
Be really helpful.
let's talk about the actual board state here. So as long as Blanka doesn't play abilities on his foundations, he's going to be in the lead. But as soon as he starts playing stuff with double Tagoros in hand, Blanka only knows about the 1 Tagoros, and we also have the destruction on Bison 1 dot that we can continually use. So basically all Bison has to do, like, he's not in a terrible position, like not as bad as it looks, just because essentially all of the foundations that Blanka has, they're all blank. He's just not allowed to use them.
Stun one.
But with that said, there's constant pressure that Bison has to be dealing with, and so if Bison can't deal with this pressure, then he's just going to lose the game. All of these stuns, all the extra +2s are pretty rough.
Going to draw.
Opts to draw a card, which is really strong draw. He drew a bang there. So the question is do we play the bang now or not? Looks like he's going to be trying to...
We'll both add in a foundation.
Wow, what a strong card. Stripping each other's staging area. We add in a over the top. If you look at over the top, it says while it's in the card pool, doesn't count as progressive. It might have been in between the matches. James said that over the top, or that prepared fight is in this deck specifically for over the top. Actually, it was on turn 1 of this game, and I mean it's proving it right now. It pretty much means that this card...
Remove. Respond. Remove.
It pretty much means that that this card is unblockable. It's a 5 high for 5. We have 2 cards in our card pool. Yeah, not happening.
Not good.
Okay, so what do we got going on? Chooses to take the 5. That's a totally fine option. Pretty much the only option that we had. As long as Blanka can stop throwing attacks, Bison might be able to make this sort of comeback. We are playing our deck under death, and so all of our attacks have the death keyword. And I think, honestly, Hover Spiders might have been one of the best foundations we could have played here as a form. Normally the response card pool after you play an attack, flip one of my opponent's foundations is like really solid, but Bison doesn't have anything really worth it to flip. And so James is really good at knowing when to build and flip with Hunt and when to build and play Hunt. This is essentially an extra 4 damage. So as long as, like, if on a
probably just the attack, it's fine.
1 from hell kills Bison now from all the way from 14. Like, it just kills him because of these Humber Spiders and with how much speed we can give it with the EX3 that's on the card. Man.
Really?
It is actually impossible for...
I kind of want to use this.
It is actually impossible for Bison to be checking worse than he is. Drawing, checking. It's like the UFS gods have demanded that he lose. They also don't want a mill deck to move on in the tournament, which is fine.
I'm not gonna kill you by this. Okay. First dance.
I'll pay 3.
Yours.
Pass.
Bison.
Yep.
Ooh.
Do you want to remove Tagore Brothers?
Let him resolve abilities first.
The other option is readying my character. Look,
so
he's
what do we do? This Bison deck honestly seems too greedy of a list. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he has some really bad breaks in games in game 3.
Destroy something for paying 2, and then ready himself by checking bed, and then do it again. Picking up the moonset.
Yep.
Moon dance.
Yep.
Pass.
I think that was a really greedy
I will
option,
use
but
Bison 1 dots. If your opponent completely blocks your attack, they lose 1 vitality, and your next charge of fury or kick attack gets +2 damage.
Pass.
the Blanka list is a banger. Yeah, James is really proud of this list. This music getting crazy
All right.
loud. I don't know why.
Got it. Take 2.
It was not completely blocked.
Okay.
He does not burn his
I didn't
1.
block.
I know.
Oh, my apologies.
On a 5.
On a
I'm
feed.
playing the Moon Dance.
Sure, got it. That's what I wanted.
From here, we get to build in a 2-diff, which is what we need.
will
We have to. We have to start building stuff.
something, Probably this amazing card that you will.
Secure.
1 out of 3.
Yep.
Got it. I will draw a card.
Sure.
And then this gets built in. And then yours.
We'll both discard a card, draw a card.
Can I respond to that?
Yes. Yes, you can. You can respond to both.
I'm going to respond.
Sure.
Mill 1. Respond on a 4.
Sure.
Wow. What a bad break.
Remove. This gets discarded. I'm not gonna. No, let's see. To commit 2.
Well, if Bison wants a big staging area and probably
I don't wanna
doesn't
give
want
up.
to be throwing orange very often. And I guess there's a normal amount of attacks in this list. Actually, yeah. There are 24 attacks in this list,
So we
but a
both
lot
discard
of them
one,
are just
draw one?
like, I want to say so there
Let's
are
go with
78 cards in this list with 24
Interesting.
attacks.
My enhance, I will use Moon Ritual Dance again.
Sure.
It'll get +2 damage, and I'll draw a card.
Sure.
And the reason is like I wanted to use Bison's check a 6 as much as I could, because like
I'll use.
we don't get nearly
if
as
it's fully
much
blocked.
much energy out of or
You
much
lose one
mileage
vitality.
out of the response if we're not doing things proactively. If we're just wanting to be reactive, then I actually don't think Bison does anything.
Did I use the 6+ yet? No.
I don't think so.
Remove the Securing His Destiny.
Pass.
Yeah, so a 5 low for 5 low for 4 is what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, pass.
On an 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, you'll still take 1.
Yep.
And then no bueno.
Okay, so from here, what does Bison do? We have to build cards, but we also have to be able to block things. Building a 4th card, it passes. No, it doesn't. We failed it by 1, so we commit Bison and be done with it.
This is not good.
You commit Bison because you can re-ready
Yeah.
him by failing a card. As soon as he gives us speed or damage bonus, you just
that's it.
ready Bison back up. And from here, you take all the attacks and put them into your discard pile. You don't need any momentum besides Moon Ritual Dance.
Draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think I lose, but it was close.
6.
Okay.
Just need like 1 card right here. That's not it.
On a 4.
You probably would have played it first too.
Got it.
All right. So we've got rolling
First hands,
attack.
we both discard a card, draw a card.
Oh, I like it.
Do you? I also like.
I'm gonna respond first though.
Sure.
Mill a card.
Dang it. I didn't want
Okay.
I know you didn't want it.
Without card draw, he needs to play less cards on his turn, but also needs to build staging area so he can stay alive. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, that's really bad.
It's like you should have seen game 1, honestly, Tim.
Huh.
Like game 1, the Bison deck actually worked exactly how it was supposed to, which is why I'm okay with it losing games 2 and 3. Like it was truly a thing of beauty. Bison or Balrog is wow.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
We've got Bison,
No, I
Balrog, and
remember
Blanka, all
now.
as Street Fighter characters. What is happening? So it looks like Blanka, like all he's really got to do is just find one real big haymaker. We'll have 4 momentum. If we've got the From Hell, it pretty much just kills him. Especially with the using the Tagore brothers on Bison's turn as opposed to waiting and blowing up the Humper Spiders. I don't know how. I just don't know how Bison gets out of it without having a Flame Aura.
That card. Man, I don't think I get out of this turn.
Should be new hands, right?
Yeah, what did I just do?
I did.
Oh, I'm thinking about enhance.
Oh, okay. That's all you did. You had your enhance to think about.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of like bad breaks on opening hands and.
Oh, is that what we were supposed to do?
I mean, in games 2 and 3, we did play an attack on our turn 1, right? Just in order to try and get extra greedy. Blanka did have the answer to the turn 1 because it did work out in game 3, but in game 1 it definitely did not, or in game 2, excuse me, it definitely did not. Blanka's is playing like really honest UniVersus, and Bison was trying to be just a bit too cheeky for being a deck control mill deck.
No good option. I'll just pass.
We will.
Wow, what a good play.
Both out of foundation.
No one first.
He said mill one, punk. Yeah, just making this impossible for the next one to block. Once again, over the top just doesn't count as progressive. Yeah, this looks like curtains for Bison. You have to bang Balrog or Blanka right here, and then have the Flame Aura for the next one. That's the only way we get out of this turn.
I'll pass.
Stun 1.
What an interesting call.
I'll
wow, what a crazy call.
Respond also. Sorry. No. I'll pass.
I feel like...
I'll look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Do you wish to respond?
Yes, obviously. We were trying to find an evil bow to find a high block.
It's not attack, right? Yeah, sure, that's fine. Put them back in any order? Sure, we'll put the bang on top.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let them play out the rest of this turn. You can hear them.
Yours.
Ooh. Bang Blanka.
Sure. I'm fine with that. Yeah, sure, send it. 3 hot, a low for 4. We will hunt for spiders, burn you for 2. Hunt for spiders, burn you for 2.
Yeah, if we had our character ready, that wouldn't have been nearly as bad. We'd have actually blown up a face down.
Yep.
So now this is on a 7.
3, 4, 5. 6, 7.
Yeah. See, if we would have saved the Tagore brothers for this moment, he actually would have failed this
-2
card.
speed. Oh, wait. Sorry. Respond
Yeah.
first. Mill 1. -2 speed.
Sure, it's at 1 now. Give it 9 speed. Put it at 10 total.
Oh, sorry. I'll show you from
No
now. Yeah. Yeah, Evil Bow was the only thing that could have saved us.
Pass.
Send it for 6. I was so scared he had the Flame Aura.
11.
Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7.
And there it goes.
Woo!
Game 3 goes to
I was
Blanka,
so scared you had
and
the
he moves
Flame
on.
Aura.